If only Matrix was here. Black Ops 4 gave me some hard nipples. The end.
Alright. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's TheBlueMatrix here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the first ever episode and possibly many episodes of the series of our TV Vlogs on 2 series. And today I am bringing my special guest star, Mforce73. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Holy crap.
What?
I feel like I'm in Family Feud. And we have our contestants here. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4.
Number 4. Oh, I'll also forget number 5. Codename Kids
Number
Next
5,
Door. Codename Kids Next Door. Alright, today we're going to be talking about Black Ops 4. So,
Yeah.
when I first saw the teaser trailer for the video on the game, I was so excited. I didn't believe it happened. Well, I guess I sort of did, since DLC 5 was already confirmed as of last year. And my mind went wild from the possibilities. So, I didn't think it actually happened. I didn't think so.
Yeah, like, I don't know, I saw a little bit of the trailer, it was kind of disappointing, but, like, I mean, they shouldn't have done it, really, or teased it, because, like, they shouldn't be spending time making a teaser. Rather, they should make the game, and then, like, a couple of months after they get done with the game or polished it, they should totally, like, put out a teaser.
Well, they did have many development teams, really, but to be honest, it didn't really take... I'm sure that didn't take long for them to make the teaser, okay? Well, if that was like the actual trailer for the game and not giving us any gameplay or something, I would be very disappointed, but really, the campaign... Now, I've heard around somewhere later this week we're supposed to be having a big reveal, but it's nothing Black Ops 4 related. So, what that big reveal is going to be, I have no idea, but that's for a different discussion. But as of right now, we are talking about Black Ops 4. So, okay, so from what I'm rumored, there are like 3 different timelines that I'm hearing. They all could be within the same game or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but I'm being rumored that it could be set to modern time, near future time, or back in 1964. So that's the 3 things I've heard.
Every time zone, so I don't know how they're gonna innovate with the game, to be honest. Because like, it's like, alright, we did World War II, we did World at War, we did Infinite Warfare, which is 3030 or some crap, and then did Modern with Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1, you know, because, like, I don't know, like, they have to really step up their game if they really want me to buy their game, because, like, I'm getting kind of sick of Call of Duty, to be honest.
I'll admit, Black Ops 3, it did had a rough release, I'll admit. Alright, the game was overhyped, it was thrown out far too early when it's not ready, to be honest, because it had an awful, it was in an awful condition at release for all systems. It had to be nerfed down to, I believe, around 30 frames per second or something like that, or maybe about 40 frames on...
I don't remember being that bad, actually, at release. I didn't really get it at release.
I don't know. I didn't get it at release. I don't know. Maybe it's because... I don't know. I guess it's because of the patch notes that you hadn't got yet or something. I don't know, but...
What are you talking about?
So,
I've gotten the patch notes.
Okay. Okay, so for Black Ops 4, I'm not sure what the story is supposed to be for campaign or zombies. I have no idea what. But let's go ahead and start on with... You know what? Before we start on the campaign, let's get to the conclusion within the early release date. October 12th is when Black Ops 4 will be released. That's a month earlier than what we've ever had.
That's a bad idea, actually.
I do feel like that. I do feel like it's a bad idea, because if you...
That's a stupid idea. That's like baking a pizza. Like, it's like, alright, cook it for 15 minutes. Like, alright, screw it, I'm cooking it for 5 minutes. That's exactly what it might be.
Yeah.
Just like a little crappy piece of half-frozen pizza. It's kind of soggy. You can't chew because it has frostbite on it, you know? That's exactly what Black Ops 4 might be if it's underthrown, you know?
I know. And besides, especially since from 2015, the game was been heavily supported. It's been less supported around this year since Black Ops 4 is being set to release, but the thing is that the game was being heavily supported and also given a month early to set for release. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I'm not quite sure. So
Yeah, how long have they been working on it?
I don't know. Ever since Sledgehammer came into Sledgehammer came into the Call of Duty community for development, now they have been between 2 to 3 years, depending on how much they're putting in the season pass DLCs and all that. So I'm not quite sure what they're going to be doing. So with Zombies Chronicles, just to be honest, in DLC purchases at all, Zombies Chronicles is the #1 most paid add-on on any system. All right, number one.
Any COD, like any
on,
COD, like.
Oh no, not on any COD, but I'm talking about in general. Like, it's ridiculous. So it's amazing.
I don't blame you. Like, it has 8 maps. It's pretty cool. But the downfall is that you can already get that. I mean, it's okay. It's updated server's fine, but I don't know. Like, I feel like the gobblegums kind of ruin the whole aspect of how. Like, I don't know. It used to be a little bit difficult for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not trying hard.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
All right.
But, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get to the add-ons. We'll get to the conditions of how I had it on PC later on. But anyway, let's go ahead and start on with the campaign. Okay. The campaign for Black Ops 3 was flat out awful. All right. I did not like the campaign. Okay.
Yeah, this is turning into a review of Black Ops 3 at this point. Now you just like. We're not talking about Black Ops 4, like, referencing it.
Well, you gotta admit, it's also taking what we had in Black Ops 3, and then we're gonna throw it into Black Ops 4 and see what they should improve. We don't know nothing about the game just yet, so
we're just improve their microtransactions and their freaking...
you know for a fact they're gonna add those in, so you know.
Yeah,
so
I need all the money in the world.
yeah, it's kind of...
I feel like the dude that created Call of Duty is probably Mr. Krabs secretly. But I want the money.
Money.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, God, there's so much microtransactions. It's crazy.
Yeah, we'll get to that point in just a second. But anyway, so the campaign for BO3, they said it's supposed to be a continuation to Black Ops 1 and 2, which is a complete lie. Okay, it was a practical lie. All right. So the campaign, it sets you your main protagonist that you play as is an unnamed player who is set to be a part of the Black Ops team, I guess. Afterwards of getting injured from combat in the first mission, which completely rips off Advanced Warfare, to be honest. And the way how the rest of the missions go on after the first mission. Just to tell you, the first mission you play in is actually the last mission you're supposed to play. Because the rest of the other missions that you play is actually just memory scenes from Taylor, okay? So because in there, after the first mission, you actually died, but you was actually revitalized from Taylor's DNI segment. So now, the entire campaign is completely pointless. And I'll tell you, there were a couple of past mentions with Nova 6 and Raul Menendez,
cool
but...
stuff with, like, maybe adding virtual reality to the mix. You know, I don't know. Like,
I don't know why they didn't do that.
Robots or something, I don't know.
I don't know why they haven't done that yet. Maybe add the Call of Duty VR as a separate game or something like that, or something. I don't know. But anyway, the campaign is completely under mediocre, okay? It was an awful game. Within the feedback that was given to the Activision website, I rated it a 3 out of 10 for the campaign. And also the Nightmares mode, which they said is completely different, which is a flat-out lie. All they did is take the exact same campaign missions, throw it in there, throw some zombies in, made it completely glitchy and not even bother patching it. Same with the campaign. And also it's an awful. And also the way of how they did their own. They could have just at least made the lip syncing perfectly, but instead they decided to just not even bother, okay? So and I gave it a 2 out of 10 due to its lowest effort I've ever seen. The campaign was just awful. It had nothing to do with the previous Black Ops. It was downright disappointing, and I hope they improve this within the next game. Go back to the past. So
for Nightmare, for me, that mode, I never really cared to play. I played a little bit, but I didn't really got into it. But
like it was like I'm not
the extra change that you have, but you have an extra nickel. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know I had that. Whatever. That's exactly what it feels like. Like, oh, that thing. Okay, that's the thing.
Now, the reason why neither one of them is a 1 out of 10 in my opinion is because, well, first of all, with the campaign, the standard one, really, at least it had a little bit of sense in there, okay? But the problem is that the way how they want you to feel the characters in there, I just don't feel nothing. I could just care less with any of these characters, so really. For real, like, all my friends died. I could really care less. And also, when you pulled the MR6, pointed it right at your own head just to shoot yourself, instead of going to either heaven or hell, this is just religious talk I'm talking about. At that point, but from either going there, instead you are going into the frozen forest, which is actually programmed into your DNI. If you're dead, then you're dead. You shouldn't really have any of these issues. So I don't understand why.
I've ever seen in my life.
I don't understand.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's alright.
I don't know. But
So I don't know. So, well, if you play the campaign, then and you may understand. But the reason why Nightmares isn't a 1 out of 10 is actually at least there's a little bit of fun of spree killing zombies. All right, at least there's a little bit of fun there. But really, it's completely pointless in my opinion. And also, what kept the campaign up is its training mode. All right, if you go into the main hub, and you see these computers that you sit in, you can actually access training mode, which is actually survival, like a limited 15 wave survival, I guess maybe. It's fun, but it would have been a lot better if they put infinite waves. That would have been fun. All right, I enjoyed that in MW3, and I'm not sure if you played that game. But MW3 had survival mode, and that is a whole lot of fun, right? So,
yeah.
But anyway, any opinions for the campaign on you?
I didn't really care for it. I just heard that it was garbage.
You never played it?
I played a little bit of it, but I didn't really care for it.
Okay, so you didn't understand the campaign. Okay, well that's fine. But all I can say, the campaign's awful. And the add-on and the duplicate campaign, which is basically its alcoholic brother, those don't need to come back. Okay.
That one brother that you don't want.
Nightmares, it's its alcoholic brother. Okay. It's
yeah, that one cousin or whatever that like Uncle Ricky, you know, like because you don't want to come to Thanksgiving. Like, come on, you drink every single bit of alcohol. Like, come on. The only thing you joke around is the 1980s, like, movies.
Yeah.
Like, jokes.
Alright, so... Alright, let's go ahead and get to this next segment, which ties in a whole bunch of things. Let's go to the multiplayer, alright? Let's go ahead and start off there. So, what's your opinion on that?
Multiplayer, I feel like they should like, okay, how do I explain this? How you die so quickly.
Oh, that's...
But you die in an instant.
Well, it's not the health
like,
that's...
Oh, well, everyone just needs a chance to survive and get kills. Like, I don't care. Like, that you need at least skill to kill somebody. Like,
well, it's not the...
Like, my God.
Well, the thing is, it's not the health that's the problem. It's actually the guns and the way how they done the game mechanics. That's the problem, okay? It's like you can go like right around the corner with a bunch of your perks on you, and also your other side attachments to where you can actually detect them from a freaking mile away, and then you can get them real quickly. They haven't changed any of those as they said, we're going back to its roots. Oh, God. I'll talk to you about this after this record.
And they did do that.
Like, well, they did do that with World at War.
Yeah, too.
World at War was released in 2008.
No, it said World War II.
Oh, well, I thought you said World at War. Okay, yeah, they did with World at War, but in the Infinite Warfare trailer, in the description, it does say that, and I'll talk to you about that after the recording. But really, I'll tell you one thing: the way of how they said in their interviews of how they're going to do this, like, okay, is this what the player wants? All that stuff is bullcrap. This is just so they can sell more copies. It's completely pointless. And the way how they done the microtransactions into this game, I'll tell you, when the supply drops were actually introduced, they were actually being Activision. I believe they were being put into a lawsuit when it was giving players an unfair advantage, whether if it's earning crypto keys themselves or maybe spending microtransactions into there. It was actually pretty bad, and I believe they were put into a lawsuit over this. So yeah, they were resulted is that if you use microtransactions, you actually get a better chance. I'm not sure if that's true because I tried this before and it never worked. I've only used it like 2 or 3 times in my life, and well, not 1,000 times really. I'm not that obsessed into it like a lot of people do, and I don't understand why they support it. But the thing is that it's completely unnecessary, and I just don't get why people are defending this decision. And also, if they did introduce microtransaction, you would think it would have been better if they did either, okay, we're going to do the season pass, or should we do the microtransactions? They should do one of each, one or two, rather than doing both. All right, because that's just exploiting off of their players. That's just exploiting. So I just don't understand that. All right, and they have like a multi-billion-dollar company in Activision. Like, you think it would have made sense if they could have just either removed the season pass or removed the microtransactions. So that is tightly linked into progression. So
I don't know. I just feel like the community is like. I feel like everyone in the community like complains all the time. Like, it's like, oh, we don't want. Everyone's so stubborn. Like, everyone doesn't want anything new. It's like, come on.
It's fast paced.
It's like, yeah, like, cause like they don't want to try anything new with Call of Duty, and just it's kind of killing it now.
I know. Like, here's this. They take what the people liked in first glance, and then they exploit it, and that's not healthy. Okay. Especially since all 3 CODs are now doing zombies. That's not
basically the same game.
I know. And besides, especially since all 3 Call of Duty developers are now doing zombies, that's an unhealthy environment, okay?
What, zombies? I like it.
Yeah, like, here's this. Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer. Now all 3 of them are doing zombies. And that's an unhealthy environment for the zombies community. And that's so because it's best that once a new developer comes in, the new development Call of Duty comes in, it'll be a good time to take a break from zombies to refresh and then come back when the new one comes in. But no, now we have no break, and now we have to do all
developers on this instead of the old-minded, so we can have fresh ideas.
I know, that's right. And now that's all come to waste now because of their business practices that they decided to do. I don't know whether if it's the development team's decision or Activision's decision, but now that's become a thing until something's changed. Well, when it comes to public perception or something like that, I don't know. But get water. Okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, I have a 2-liter bottle of water up beside me, so my throat's. Okay, hold on. No, that's better. Alright. All I know is that a multiplayer is a disaster. At least they improved off of the awful Advanced Warfare mechanics, which was awful. At least they improved from there, but really the new mechanic system is completely unnecessary. I feel like they shouldn't really have added it in, so. unless, or maybe made it as a side mode, maybe as a different game mode. Like what Advanced Warfare did, do boots on the ground mode or a regular team deathmatch mode with jetpacks. They could have just done this with this game, but instead they didn't do that. So, and it's also especially with the server browser segment that was added into Black Ops 3 after the mod tools were released. That served no point. That serves no purpose because there are no official servers that you can actually join in to earn crypto keys, but instead there are just modded servers to where you can actually get into a modded game, and no one is on that. No one cares for that stuff. So, yeah, that was a big disappointment there, and I am just upset about it. I thought it'd be like dedicated servers like COD 4 or World at War did, where you can join into a match, earn credits, and do all sorts of things to get ready for. That would have been good, but instead they decided to just give us something that's non-functional. That's the problem, and that's on PC. So that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we covered it. So I'm not sure whether if we now I know they've added a new game mode as of recently called Infected, and I've been requesting this game mode for a long, long time. And I'll tell you, as I've seen gameplay around Infected, oh my, it was a disaster. It was. I should have thought of this out. I should have thought this out, but it was a disaster for Infected and BO3 multiplayer. So it was. So, yeah, I have no idea what to think or say about that. So, I don't know.
Slowly not caring about Call of Duty. I just don't really care about it anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I'm playing Fortnite and PUBG.
Yeah. Alright, so, is that everything we got about multiplayer?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so once we get... Okay, so before we get to zombies, there are a few additional game modes that we need to talk about. We've already covered Nightmares, which was a colossal disaster. We have Free Run, which was pretty interesting at first, but since they were not supporting it by adding additional...
It's like, oh, what should we add in for a game mode? Huh. Maybe something creative and interesting? Nope! Let's add in Free Run! Woo! Yes!
Well, you gotta admit, Free Run's actually pretty fun. Free Run's actually pretty fun when you're trying to do the courses
and just brutal.
It would have been fun for every now and then they added new maps, maybe even from the season pass. But instead, they decided to just leave it at 4 maps total and just leave it there. I actually enjoyed it, and it's upsetting that they didn't add any more maps. To be honest, I feel like this was a start just to show them how to use their new movement abilities much better so that it can actually advance them a little bit more. But
is that people can create their own Free Run maps.
Well,
it'd be like hard.
And I think that's I think that is possible within the workshop with it, because I've seen some I've seen the workshop to where you can see free run maps, but really those are like very mediocre, and I didn't enjoy them. So yeah, that is possible, but really for the developers, they decided to just, well, we're not even gonna bother. So, and also whether Dead Ops Arcade 2, which is a continuation from Dead Ops Arcade 1 from Black Ops 1, it just didn't. I'm just not happy with it, really. I didn't like it.
Dead Ops?
So, Dead Ops Arcade 2, which is in BO3. I'm not happy with it.
I thought it was okay.
It's never going to top it's not going to top Dead Ops Arcade 1. It's never going to top that.
Because that was different.
Now, my question is, why wasn't Dead Ops Arcade 2 in Black Ops 2? That was my question. That was my question there. I have no idea why it's not in there, but instead they held off on...
It feels like a tack-on more than just little game mode.
I don't know. I really don't want...
Would you like a candy bar and a little sand castle little thing?
Like,
I don't... You're like Dollar General.
Like, here's this. It's okay to play every now and then, but really, it's average to me, to be honest. But But I'll admit, it just didn't. I just didn't enjoy it. It's not worth my time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And now, before we talk about Black Ops 4, let's talk about zombies. Let's talk about zombies.
I thought we were. This was the whole topic of the video, wasn't it?
We was talking about the Ops Arcade. We was talking about the additional modes, the extra modes.
About Black Ops 4, wasn't that the topic of the video?
Yeah, it was the topic of the video, and we're just comparing it with it. We'll get to the Black Ops 4 portion after zombies, alright?
There's nothing to compare. It's nothing. We don't know. I don't know anything. I haven't seen gameplay of it.
Right, well,
So
but you'll know.
We're just talking about Black Ops 3.
Don't worry, we'll get... don't worry, just keep an open mind for what I'm going to bring up, alright? So now for zombies, okay? I'm not disappointed with zombies, alright? This is like the main reason why Black Ops 3 was highly sold. Because of the zombies, okay? Now, is the zombie storyline good on this one? Yeah, you could say, yeah. In certain circumstances, no, okay? Now, here's this. Now, with the initial release of the Shadows of Evil trailer, I was actually not really excited for it, to be honest. I thought it was something completely unnecessary and not fun. But when release came in, I enjoyed the crap out of it. I have doubted it for unnecessary reasons. I thought the Gobblegum system was completely unnecessary and just unfair. I thought it would just replace perks completely, but instead it actually made the fun of it. And I enjoyed it, and especially with the Giant, it was a lot of fun. It was the fun that I wanted.
That much because my internet was out for a year.
Yeah, but you got to admit, when we both played Shadows of Evil, it was a highly rated map when we first played it together.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Like especially when freaking out when the meatballs ran.
Over everything, everything was
like we both freaked out.
You know, like the meat is the grill of the game. You know.
I know, man. And especially when we're both freaking out over the meatballs. We was just going crazy over it.
That was funny.
Like I didn't know it was actually named that. But
I don't know. We called it that.
But it was actually named that meatballs. It was actually named that, to be honest. So from what I found, it's actually named that. Like for real, I was like, I remember when first competing them. I was like, okay, I'm never gonna eat y'all ever again. Never eat a spaghetti meal ever again. So
it's too good.
It's too good. It's too good. I need all that. I need that. I need it. I guess they were just mad because in 2014 I was cooking in Teen Connections. I was cooking like I guess that taco flavored meatballs. I guess they were just mad about that, so they decided to wait for their time to come to kill me because they want to avenge their brothers. I guess.
My God.
So, you gotta admit it was pretty funny, but I'll admit, okay. The zombie maps for it within the DLC season, which is DLC 1 to 4, after DLC 1 and Zetsubou no Shima, I really lost touch with them. I really lost touch with the zombies, to be honest. I feel like it was way too repetitive. It feels way too repetitive within the story. I don't mind the zombies gameplay because I'm always used to it. The story feels far too repetitive down the season line. So I feel like they could have just done all the tasks in between DLCs, obtain them, and then do their special objectives. They could have done that. And also, when it comes to Revelations, after they've done all of their stuff and they go head on home, that's when disaster struck. And it made a colossal of combining maps and stuff. Hey, I'm not hating the map.
Chinese, place, I don't know.
Look, I'm not hating the map in general, okay?
If gets McNuggets and won't get anything else, it's like, no, that doesn't look good.
Like, look, Revelations in the map, I enjoyed it, okay? I had a lot of fun, okay? that there's possibilities. There's a lot of stuff that you could possibly do in there, pretty much, just in my view. But when it comes to the Easter egg and its ending, that's when disaster struck. Okay, it was a colossal waste of time. It was a waste of my time and a waste of my fan base. But here's this. I started Zombies in 2011, maybe 2012. And I'll admit, and waiting years later, in 2016, when the Easter egg was finally done, I was like, did they just give the middle finger to me?
Almost cussed. Almost cussed.
I'm like, did they just give me the middle finger right there? Like, did they just give me the... Like, they give me the cutscene, but then later on, I realized that it's not the real ending. I'm like, then what is the real ending then? So, yeah, like, Revelations was a huge disappointment. Not the map in total in general, just the story and its ending was just awful. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Besides, the final boss battle in Revelations is the same daggone boss battle that you do at the Shadows of Evil Easter egg. That's the exact same boss battle. That's the exact same. It was ridiculous.
I don't know, dude. I got 4 kills.
I'm like, okay. So, yes, alright. So, we got done with everything, okay? Now let's talk about Black Ops 4, what we wish we want to put in, and what we don't want to put in.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So, let's start with you first. What do you want to see for the campaign?
For the campaign, I want something not too crazy to the point where it's, like, over the top, but I want something pretty good, and a few twists in there, you know, like, movie style, you know, twist, I don't know. But I don't want it to be too bad. I want it to be pretty good. I want it. Yeah, I'm not that too big on campaigns unless it's like basically made on it, like Walking Dead. But
yeah,
if it nails it, you know, nothing. I don't know what I want out of it. I don't know, to be honest. Because they've done every era. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what they can pull out of the rabbits. You know, just the magician hat. You know, they keep on pulling out the same rabbit with different colors. You know, that's exactly what they're doing. It's like kind of.
Well, I do have a feeling. I have a feeling that the Black Ops 4 campaign will be good because if you don't know yet, the voice actor of Frank Woods is confirmed to be in the game. So. Yeah, we could possibly have Frank Woods to come back, or we may have a different character. Just remember this: the voice actor of Harper, I forgot his name, but I know he was from The Walking Dead. But anyway, the voice actor of Harper was in Black Ops 1, but he was playing a different character in Zombies. So, and it was in Call of the Dead. So I'm not sure whether we're gonna have Frank Woods, which hopefully we would, or we're gonna have somebody else. So. I don't know. That's a heads up we're going to have to put on. I hope that the campaign will be as felt as Black Ops 1 has. Huh? That's my dog, yeah. That's my dog. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. I hope something like that will be done. And also for the PC condition for BO4. Black Ops 3's PC condition was terrible. At least in my view. Alright? It was awful. And the way of how they optimized things was... Huh?
I never played Black Ops 3 PC until now.
You haven't played it yet?
I played it up until now. I played it I just started playing Black Ops 3 recently on PC.
Huh.
So...
I tell you, optimization was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And hopefully this type of trend does not happen in Black Ops 4 PC, okay? Besides, I'm not even sure if I should get it for Black Ops. I'm not even sure if I should get it for PC yet. I'm not sure if I should, or either that or put it on PS4. I'm not quite sure. So, Besides, this is a mistake that they should not execute again. Hopefully they don't. So, I don't know. So this is crazy. And besides, multiplayer, I don't really care what they do because they really don't take feedback real necessarily, but maybe if they rework the progression, the microtransactions would be much better for multiplayer. And plus, maybe add in some game modes and maps that we've never seen before. Because every map that I've seen so far and every cut is about averagely the same size, and it's just too cramped in for everybody else. I guess that's the problem with space and motivating, and also tactics to fight against the other players. That's the problem because there's not enough room for that. It feels like the exact same maps, reskinned and redone. That's all it is. So there's not a lot that I can really say because I can't really say give us new gameplay mechanics because they're not going to have enough time for that since it's a yearly cycle now. So as it's been, so yeah. What do you want to see for multiplayer? What do you want to see?
I don't know.
I'll admit.
I'll give it a shot.
Oh, you're playing Fortnite, right?
No, I'm playing PUBG.
Oh, PUBG. Yeah, I take PUBG better than Fortnite, to be honest. All right.
I don't know. I like.
So.
Oh god.
Now, all right. So for zombies.
Come on! I was shooting at him. The lag.
Yeah. Now for zombies, really. I want to see something new, okay? I want to see something done in Fortnite because the only evidence that I can see of what they're doing in zombies is that they are putting in Mob of the Dead remastered or something. Because I heard that Mob of the Dead is going to be put in Black Ops 4. I have been rumored.
You're the biggest nerd I have ever heard of. You're more of a nerd than one of my friends at school. And he loves multiplayer in Black Ops 3. That really says something.
I don't understand why people goes deeply fan of it because it's the exact same mechanics, just with different movement. That's it. That's really all. And besides, for zombies, I really hope because the only evidence that I have, well, not evidence, but the only way I can see zombies continue off that I can view.
Black Ops 4 is gonna have 5 DLCs. Unbelievable.
Is that they added?
Are you seeing this? Write this down.
Is that they added Mob of the Dead remastered? That's the only way I could view it. If not, then I really don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure how they're gonna do this. So, besides, Treyarch, even though we've been saying this for how many years now, this is pretty much your last shot. So, since you're doing Black Ops 4, this is your last shot, Treyarch. All right.
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna get Black Ops 4. I might.
I don't know. I think I'll do
I
it.
want to see gameplay first. I don't want to pre-order until I see gameplay.
Let's wait till the trailer comes out because the trailer comes out May 17th. So the trailer for Black Ops 4 will come out May 17th. So, yeah. So, we'll see how it goes, and if it gains my hype like it did Black Ops 3's trailer, then maybe I'll do a road to Black Ops 4. Maybe I'll do.
I don't know. I bet this video has been going on for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I have no idea how long this has been. I may put it in parts. I have no idea, but
you kind of walked on into this one for the time length.
Well, I could have worked it. I could have worked it much better, but really, I was. I don't know. I had a lot to throw in. So, anyway,
yeah, you're
there's still
a chef. Just like, oh, I need all the spices, everything.
Besides, since
we need to put everything in here. That's exactly what you are. Just like a chef trying to put everything in.
Besides, since I haven't reviewed Black Ops 3 as I should have, I had plans to do it, but I just never did. But my final verdict for Black Ops 3 is actually a 6 out of 10. It could have been a 5 out of 10 if there was no remastered maps for the DLC, which actually worked very good.
It did happen. Yeah,
it did happen. It had a horrible launch, but hey, it worked very well. to be honest. The maps were fun. It gained a 6 out of 10.
Critical.
So,
Jesus Christ,
So-
I'm not kissing the game's butt, but I thought it was okay.
yeah.
Not that
So,
critical.
I always find CODs, even though I'm a COD fan, I just get disappointed with how they're doing these games. Besides, with the optimization that they had with this game, and they refuse to re-optimize it to make it perform better, this is something that I don't want to see in BO4, alright? I probably won't be able to experience that because I may get it for PS4. I haven't determined yet, so I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, and yeah, it's
What do you see, like Fortnite more than PUBG?
I don't know. Once I get to, I don't know, if it turns out to be an epic game, something that I would
I
actually...
got was that pun intended?
If it's... okay, you got it. Well, not epic, but... Okay, I guess not epic.
Yeah.
But if it turns out to look like a good game, if it turns to look like it, then maybe I'll get it for PC. But if it doesn't...
What, Fortnite?
No, not Fortnite, no.
Oh.
If it turns out to be a good game, I'll get it for PC. If it doesn't, then maybe I'll get it for PS4.
I'm not getting it for PC.
But
I'm getting it
if
for
the hype,
console.
if the hype does end up picking up, like what Black Ops 3 had before release, I may end up doing a road series to it, like what I did with Black Ops 3.
You can
and I
barely
believe-
run Black Ops 3 on my PC even decently.
Yeah,
So I don't think I'm getting the new one.
I don't know. Well, maybe for Christmas or
On
something.
PC.
I have no idea, but oh, on PC. Well,
I'm getting it on console if I'm getting it at all.
all right. Well, yeah. Black Ops 3 is 6 out of 10. It's something I really don't want to view in Black Ops 4. Hopefully the storylines for both campaign and zombies gets fixed. And obviously for multiplayer, they're not going to do crap because they said they listened to the community as of Infinite Warfare, in which clearly they didn't. So, yeah, hopefully they fix this one. So anyways...
You're super picky. Jesus Christ. You
Alright.
probably, like, you try to pick, like, I bet it's hard for you to pick something in a Chinese place.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I could really gotta... I guess that's all the major stuff I really gotta say. So is there anything you want to say before I end this? So...
Subscribe to me, don't subscribe to him, I'm just kidding.
I'll put his channel linked in the description and also add him as an end credit card. So that's...
What is it gonna be in the credits, like?
Well, I guess...
TheBlueMatrix.
Well, like there's like an end video card segment on YouTube, and we put those at the end of every video. So and also so anyway, subscribe to him. I'll put his channel link in the description, and also and also subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, and also click on the notification bell for both.
Pizza. Like the video if you like life. Okay.
If you like pizza, yes. And also click on the notification. Also click on the notification bell on both me and Mforce's channel to not miss a single video. And yes, you want to end this segment?
Yeah, sure. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later, alligator.
Peace out, Majorholics.
Put your hands up!